president's former attorney, Michael Cohen, could cash in on his tell-all memoir despite federal laws that can ban people from profiting off of notoriety from their own crimes. Cohen is serving his sentence for tax evasion, lying to Congress, and campaign finance violations. But since none of these are violent crimes, those restrictive laws do not apply. So does his book have bestseller potential? Can he make some money off this? Joining me now is attorney Seth Berenzweig with more on that. Seth, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about the situation here. Can he do this or not? Can he make money?
Yeah, great question. And I think the answer is yes, he can. Cohen's book is going to be released early next week. Yep. And it's a very interesting situation because although the idea of a felon, a convicted felon, being able to write a book and profit from it, and it's certainly a hard pill to swallow, Cohen can ring the register here, as you've said correctly. As a matter of law, in this kind of a circumstance, this is something that can be done in compliance with law. Under federal law, the First Amendment protects him from being able to do so, and against any kind of an attempt to try to cut off his ability to have that freedom of speech and expression. And he is a New Yorker. New York has a state law that prohibits that kind of a profit based upon violent crimes, but this is not a violent crime. So he is protected in that regard. It's a tough pill to swallow, but he can do so.
Are there, I guess, people trying to fight that? Are there people that are trying to stop that from being the way it can be? I mean, I imagine a lot of people are offended by that you can sit in jail and make money.
Well, there's a gentleman by the name of Donald Trump that tried about 2 weeks ago, big time. He told the Justice Department to condition his release, Michael Cohen's release, upon an agreement that he would not write the book and that he would not profit from it. And they really got tangled up and they teed up that issue to a federal judge in New York. Alas, the federal judge issued a ruling that called the president and the administration's attempt to do so, quote, retaliatory, saying that he had a constitutional right to do so. There are a number of states that have similar laws as on the books in New York, which is there called the so-called Son of Sam law. Mm-hmm. But again, most of those states relate to crimes that involve violence. So in a situation like this, this can be done.
Why is it only violent crimes?
Well, because I think that there's a legislative intention to make sure that there's a balancing where trying to scoop back somebody's ability to exercise their First Amendment rights and protections has some kind of a balance. There are no rights under state or federal law that are absolute. So that is an attempt to balance that. But if you zoom out, you see that there are a number of other famous New Yorkers that have also gone under a similar circumstance. Frank Abagnale became well known and famous for what he did for his financial crimes.
Catch me if you can, right?
Yeah. So you have those kinds of examples as well.
The first thing I thought of was OJ. He wrote the book If I Did It, and where he kind of outlined if he killed Nicole and Ron Goldman. But I guess if you were found innocent, is he allowed? He's allowed to profit off of anything, right?
Well, that's right. You had a verdict of not guilty. Interestingly, after that, you had a wrongful death prosecution against him that was successful. OJ went to jail after that for other grounds. But as a result of that, he wrote that book and he did make money off of that. You're absolutely right.
And I think the Goldman family made money off that as well, right? Because they were getting a lot of the money.
Wrongful death verdict, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting stuff. Seth, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You bet.
Good to see you.